This is the Ohio AgNet, broadcasting from the Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Zydia, the most trusted name in herbicides, providing Ohio soybean and corn acres with up to 2 weeks more residual activity and broad-spectrum weed control. I'm Joel Norwood. In farm news today, the EPA says they're easing some rules around diesel exhaust fluid systems on farm equipment, or DEF, aiming to cut down on frustrating breakdowns in the field. Under the new guidance, manufacturers will have more flexibility in how they monitor emissions, including the option to replace commonly failing DEF sensors with more reliable alternatives. Farmers will also have more ability to restart equipment and make repairs without waiting on a dealer. Now, the changes do not eliminate emissions requirements, though they are expected to reduce costly downtime and improve reliability. That's an issue many farmers say has been a major challenge with newer equipment as of late. Nice weather out there today, but could turn colder. Let's talk weather thanks to Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. Ryan.
We've got moisture headed toward the Buckeye State today. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Quick forecast update for you here this afternoon into this evening. I think we're going to be dealing with showers and thunderstorms starting this afternoon in northwest Ohio and then trying to spread over more of the state overnight tonight into tomorrow. I think by the time we get done with tomorrow, we can see anywhere from a half to 1.5, maybe 2 inches of rain across Ohio. And 2 more weather systems are going to fill us out the rest of the week. I'm Ryan Martin.
Your farm news continues as we learn more about the Certified Crop Advisor of the Year. Brianna Smith checks in.
Joining me is Aaron Clark. He was just named the CCA of the Year award recipient here at the Conservation Tillage and Technology Conference. Aaron, what does it mean to you to win this award?
It's a great honor. Found that there's a lot of those ahead of me that have been good stewards, and it's just a great honor.
Tell me a little bit about your career. Where do you work and how long have you been there?
So I'm at Sunrise Cooperative out of Central Ohio, East Central Ohio. I have been there for going on my 8th spring, doing agronomy solutions and working with farmers.
Tell me a little bit about how 2025 went for you and your customers.
25 was tough. We had some good pockets, but then we had some stuff that burned up. So it was a little tough. 26 coming into it here, we've certainly had to look at budgets as a whole. Everybody's reviewing things and making sure we're on par and doing what we got to do.
Do you see any big changes coming for the strategy for planting season this year?
Some folks that are trimming on fertility or really honing in more so on a broad scale. We're going to treat all the farms this way, whereas we're segregating farms, higher profitability, and trying to just be realistic with expectations. There's some folks that were very fortunate and are going to ride the wave, and we're going to maintain and do what we've been doing and plan for success. And everybody's obviously trying to succeed, but we've got to be realistic with some things. So.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your award. Again, that was Aaron Clark. He was just named the CCA of the Year.
And as always, find more farm news from around the Buckeye State online at ohioagnet.com. On the national side, we continue to keep you updated on what's happening out west with those wildfires in Nebraska putting a lot of pressure on cattle ranchers. And in an effort to provide any possible assistance for producers, North Dakota Ag Commissioner Doug Goverding has opened the Hay Hotline several weeks earlier than normal. The Hay and Forage Hotline is meant to connect buyers and sellers of hay, pasture, and forage.
We generally don't open it this early. It's rare. We've certainly had drought before in the spring, in our neck of the woods. By May, you can tell if you aren't going to have pasture and you're short on feed and reserves, and you start to take some action. But this year, what a sad situation down in Nebraska with so many acres that have been impacted, so many livestock producers that have been hurt.
Again, that's North Dakota Agriculture Commissioner Doug Goverding talking about the opening of the Hay Hotline much earlier than normal. Give it a ring at 402-471-4876. Let's turn the page to talk about markets with today's market analysis brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to bring a brand new soybean crush facility to Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Learn more about marketing your soybeans with LDC at 574-566-2113. Grain markets in a bit of a holding pattern as traders brace for today's USDA prospective plantings and grain stocks report. Could set the tone for the rest of this crop year. Looking at a potential shift in acreage from corn to soybeans driven by more favorable price ratios and concerns over fertilizer costs. costs. Latest market numbers in Chicago brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. May corn down 2.5 cents to $4.53 1/4. July corn off 3 1/4 to $4.64 1/4. Soybeans at last check, mostly sideways, with May up 1/4 cent to $11.60. July up 0.5 penny to $11.75 1/2. July wheat making a move up by a dime to $6.28 3/4 per bushel. April live cattle $1.48 higher to $241.03, with May feeder cattle gaining $2.90. $364.23 is their price. April lean hog sitting at $90.73. That's a 25-cent gain. In milk class 3 for April, up 13 cents to $17.37. And let's wrap this up with a look at milk class 3, priced for April up 13 cents. Right now, $17.37 is their number. More farm news online at ohioagdat.com. I'm Joel Norwood. Thanks for tuning in to the Ohio Ag Dat.